In this video, I'm going to just give you a quick tour of the Voicethread application, and then after the quick tour, I will go into how to go about creating activities on Voicethread by uploading your content. And by content, I mean whatever it is you have ready. Like I said before, just make sure you have something to upload, a file such as a PowerPoint or a Word doc or a PDF or an image, something saved on your computer. Doesn't matter what the content is, just something that you could upload just to get some practice with uploading and importing content into an activity. So to log on to Voicethread, you have to go through BCPS first. Once you log on to BCPS and you click Instructional Tools, it will be next to Wixie on the bottom. You click on the icon, and it will automatically log you into Voicethread. You do not have to sign in. Same goes for students when they go through BCPS 1 and they go through instructional tools like we just did. It will automatically log them in so that they don't have to sign in again. They'll know that they're signed in when they see their name pop up over here on the right. So this is what the home screen looks like for your Voicethread. On the left over here, you have a list of all of your classes that have been imported automatically from BCPS 1. And in the middle here, you have a collection of the Voicethreads that you've made before. And if this is your first time on Voicethread, you probably have nothing in this section, and that's okay. We are going to work on that and add some today. So up here, you'll see two options for Browse and Create. I will quickly show you how to browse some pre-made Voicethreads, but today we're really going to focus on creating some. But just so you know, there are pre-made Voicethreads here from other teachers around the world. They are separated by subject, and each folder has subcategories in it that you can click on and browse through. This is also just a good way to get inspiration for ideas that other teachers have used that might work for your classroom. Just click through and find something to get inspired. But today we're going to focus on creating our own Voicethread. So when you hit create, it will bring you here to add your media. And by media, they mean files, PowerPoints, whatever it is that you have to present. You can drop them here or you can click, and I usually just search from my computer. I have saved here, just for the purpose of this video, a couple random files that I'm going to upload. I found a rhyming words PowerPoint that was posted on Teachers Pay Teachers for free, and that's something I would recommend if you don't have the time or you don't feel like making something on your own. Search for it first. It might be available for free on Teachers Pay Teachers or Pinterest, and then you could just download it save it to your computer, and then upload it into Voicethread, and it would literally only take like a minute and a half to do all that. So that's exactly what I did. I just found a rhyming words PowerPoint. I click it and I click open. It will ask you to enter a title, and it will also ask for a description and tags. You don't have to enter anything for those two unless you want. I usually just leave them blank. And you hit save, and it will say that it is processing. Depending on how big your file is, I think this PowerPoint that I'm using is about 8 slides. It might take a little longer to process and upload, but once it does, it'll show up like this with each page individually. One thing I have to say about PowerPoint is the fonts that you use. If you are somebody like me who is a little crazy about your fonts, then they don't always transfer over to Voicethread. Actually, they very rarely transfer to Voicethread. I made a PowerPoint the other day that had really cute fonts on it, of course, and I tried to upload it into Voicethread, and it formatted all crazy, and it didn't work, and it really bummed me out. But I did find a way around it, and I'll explain that later in case you are somebody like me who uses all kinds of different fonts. It has to do with saving the PowerPoint as a PDF file rather than a PowerPoint presentation. But if you just save it as a PowerPoint presentation, it will upload very basic fonts. It will still upload, it's still manageable, but you just won't get all the cutesy fonts that you used. So these are all my slides from my PowerPoint. If I wanted to upload more, for example, I also have a Word document that I found saved on my computer that practices finding the predicate in a sentence. A Word document is usually a little quicker to process and upload. In this case, it was just a single one page, and it just uploads just like the slides of the PowerPoint. It'll show up once it's ready. And then lastly, I have a PDF file to show you that's very similar to the Word document. I found this PDF on Teachers Pay Teachers, a decimal practice, filling in a decimal chart. Really random, and it doesn't go with rhyming words or predicates, but just to show you what a PDF is like when you upload it. PDFs will upload with your cute fonts. Keep that in mind. I would just save everything as a PDF before you upload it to Voicethread so that all your creative fonts will transfer over. So once you have all your slides here, you can get rid of some. If you want to take one out, you can delete it. If you want to move them around, you can move them around as well. But since you saved it already and you titled it and everything, it will save automatically once you upload your files. So you don't have to go about saving it. If you're ready to go ahead and share immediately, you can hit the share button and it will bring up your classes. You can choose your class and check to make sure that the members are the students that are in that class. And then once you select it, it will ask you what you want the students to be able to do. I only want my students to view it and comment. I don't want them to edit it, so I'm not going to choose that. And then once I have that ready, I'm going to hit share. And it is automatically delivered to the student Voicethread accounts. Super easy. If you don't want to share it right away, then you can just go back home and you'll see it pop up in this section here. Something I recommend doing, especially if you teach younger students who cannot read on their own or work independently, I would add a audio comment to each slide explaining the directions for the slide. For example, for this rhyming words activity, I would go to the page and before I share it, I would add a comment that tells the student what to do on the page so that they don't have to read it on their own. They can listen to my comment first and then do the activity. So in this case, I would say, find the word that rhymes with house. The words are moose, math, and mouse. And the students can then listen to my comment before they start working on the activity. So in this case, before they start working on the slide and adding their comments. It just makes it a little more independent for those students who can't do it on their own. But to get out, you hit the X. Now if you're here and you're ready to share, you can hit the share button here, or you can just simply take your lesson and drag it to the class that you want to share it with. It will ask you then what you want your students to be able to do. I hit view and comment, and then once you hit share, it will say that it's shared with the group and it automatically goes to that student's account. So now we are going to practice importing files into a Voicethread activity. So what you're going to do is log on to your Voicethread account. You're going to hit the create button. You're going to upload whatever file you have ready, whether it was PowerPoint or PDFs or whatever you have from your computer. You can practice moving the slides around or deleting slides. You can go back and add your own comments. And then you could practice sharing it with a class, even though you can always go back and delete it. But just to have that practice so that when you're ready to actually make a real meaningful lesson or activity, you know exactly what to do. So take this time now to practice that and try it out and play around with it, and then move on to step